All right, time for the solution walkthrough to our table relationships assignment. Just as a reminder, our objectives were to delete all existing relationships, create a star schema between the sales, calendar, customer, product, and territory tables, create a snowflake schema that connects all three of our product lookup tables, and then use a matrix visual to confirm that we can filter those order quantities using fields from each of our dimension tables. So here's a little bit of a solution preview. This is what our model essentially should look like at the end of the day. Don't worry if your tables aren't organized exactly like this, but that should give you a sense of what we're going for here. So let's jump into Power BI and see if we can undo the damage that Dennis did here. Okay, so I'm going to jump into my AdventureWorks report here. I'm going to head to the model view, and I'll show you a few different ways that we could delete these relationships to kind of get us back to a clean slate. Simplest way is probably just to right click and hit delete. You could do that one by one. The other option here is to open up the Manage Relationships dialog box, and let's see if we can select all of them holding Shift and press delete that way. That's going to get rid of the remaining 3 in one go, and boom, there you have it. So this gives us that clean slate that we're looking for. Now our next step is to recreate those table relationships, starting with the star schema that connects these 5 tables together. So remember, we've got territory connecting to sales territory key. We've got customer key connecting to customer key. We'll use order date connected to, there we go, to date. And finally, we've got product key connected to product key. So again, even though we have our lookup tables up at the top here, we could rearrange this to make it look more like a traditional star schema, but it doesn't really matter. And in fact, there's a reason why I kind of like these up here, which we're going to talk about as we dig a little bit deeper into something called filter flow. So for now, we've got our star schema, right? We've connected these 5 tables. Now we just need to account for these additional 2 product tables. And you'll notice these kind of follow a hierarchical pattern, right? Where we've got categories at the highest level, followed by subcategories, and finally product level information. So I'm going to rearrange things a little bit just to follow that same hierarchical order. And just like we showed in the slide, we can find a subcategory key right here in the product lookup table. This is the foreign key, and we can connect that to the product subcategory primary key in our subcategory table. And then same process here, we're going to grab product category key and connect that to product category key in our category table. And now see how we've created that chain of relationships? That's the snowflake schema that we're going for. So those are objectives 1, 2, and 3. The last step was to jump back into our report view and modify this matrix to make sure that we can filter these order quantity values using fields from any of those dimension tables. So let's go ahead and click on the visual. We're going to drill in to kind of add or modify the data that's being visualized here. And let's just go one by one. So I'll clear product name, which looked good, right? And this time, let's pull a field from our calendar table, maybe the year. And there we go. We see order quantities broken out by year. So that checks the box for our calendar table. Let's grab a field from customer lookup. How about occupation? Really doesn't matter which field you choose here. And we can see order quantities broken down by customer occupations, clerical, management, manual, professional, and skilled manual. That looks good. Grab something from product category, which in this case we just have category name, accessories, bikes, and clothing. All looks good there as well. Next up, we've got product, which we've already seen, but let's just do it again with product name. Again, those quantity values are broken out just fine. Next up, we've got product subcategories. Let's pull in the subcategory name. So this is one layer deeper than categories. We can see like bike racks, bike stands, bottles and cages, and so on and so forth. So our product subcategory relationship looks good. Sales data, that's the same table that we're pulling these values. So that should look good, but we can just kind of double check here as well with something like customer key. Looks good. And then last but not least, let's test a field from our territory lookup table like country. Australia, Canada, France, Germany, UK, US. Those quantities are broken out. All looks good. So that's a really nice, quick way to check that our relationships are configured properly and that we've got a nice functional relational model. So there you have it. That's our solution walkthrough for our table relationships assignment.